Hey there, Games Apprentice back with another Evercade video. This week I'm going to be looking at the Toaplan Arcade 1. Is it a collection of classics or is it just very tatty? Let's find out. Toaplan's gaming division was established in 1984, several years after the company was formed. After video game makers Orca and Crux went bankrupt, former employees from both came together at Toaplan to continue their work. Among those employees was Masahiro Yugi, who joined Orca in 1982 and has continued to work in the industry for the last 40 years. Yugi's work for the company primarily involved planning, programming and sound. Today his new company Tatsujin keeps the memory of Toaplan's classics alive. The biggest selling point of the Toaplan Arcade Collection 1 is that the originals came out on a vertically orientated screen. That means it's going to take advantage of the Evercade EXP's TATE mode. Now if you saw my Evercade EXP video, you'll know that I wasn't that impressed with the TATE mode because it feels quite painful on your wrists because the console's top heavy and the controls are just so close together. That being said, if you are interested in these games, they work absolutely fine on the Evercade Versus or just in handheld mode, just a bit smaller. Here they are ranked from worst to best. In Guardian, you play a robot that can punch, kick, jump and dodge. You can walk back and forwards, but the screen's always moving forwards. You can stop it by ducking for some reason, and it'll be static during the boss fights. There are a few good words to describe Guardian. Fortunately though, there are loads of bad words for this naff piece of crap. To be fair, the second level, the ice world, is okay. It doesn't feel like the worst level design in the world. Feels like there's some skill to it. Everything about the first world though is just awful, which seems stupid as this is the world most people are probably going to play. The enemies look rubbish, everything about ducking to stop the screen moving just seems wrong. The punch animation looks good and it's pretty quick, but it's really difficult to be nice about this one. Just don't waste your time on it. This one looks and feels like a game I reviewed on a previous collection, which to be fair most games do. The concept of this one is that you freeze enemies and then knock them into each other for bonus points. I was shocked to find out that they actually released a remake of this on the Nintendo Switch last year. I mean, who the hell was calling for a Snow Bros remake? I'm struggling to imagine people queuing up on the arcades to play this rubbish. Honestly, if that remake comes to the Evercade as some kind of dual cart indie BS, I am done. This one's fine. It's a pretty basic vertical shooter, which is understandable given that it came out in 1985. There's really not too much to say about it beyond what you see. It doesn't really have any special hooks or anything, and there's so many shooters on the Evercade and on this collection, I'm not sure why anyone would really invest their time into this one. There's not a lot wrong with it, it just doesn't offer anything special, and it just feels like it's on this collection as a piece of history more than anything else. Flying Shark makes the previous game seem obsolete. In some ways it feels like the successor, as it plays similarly, but just improves on everything that what I've decided is the predecessor did. It's better, but it's still got the same issues. There's nothing beyond basic about it. There's no hook or any real reason why you should play this one over other shooters. Still, if you like basic shooters without a space theme, you can't really go wrong with this one. This is the first horizontal shooter on the list, so you won't be making most of the TATE mode in this one. In terms of design, it looks pretty much like every other side-scrolling shooter from the late 80s that's set in space. Its main gimmick that sets it apart is that you've always got a bottom and a top support ship that can't be shot. You can play 2-player, and your ship has a suck and blow mechanic. The support ships are cool in that it means that you've got a massive spread of firing, but it can be difficult to just keep your eye on bullets not hitting your ship, with the other two being quite distracting. The suck and blow mechanic basically allows you to grab a ship and use it as a shield from the front, You can then blow it away, which doesn't do more damage than a normal shot, but you need to get rid of it to pick up power-ups. 2-player I didn't get a chance to try, but it must be chaotic with how much firepower is on the screen at once. If you've tried it, let me know in the comments. Back to the TATE shooters now, and this one feels fast and has some pretty sweet music. It's a fun little shooter that's probably a bit too generous with its firepower early on, allowing you to easily clear the screen before things can even appear on it. Things do get a lot harder though pretty quickly. You can pick up weapon upgrades to give yourself even more firepower, which looks awesome. It's not a great shooter, but it's definitely a good one. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that I'm a big fan of match 3 style games, and this one's got a mechanic that I've not seen before. Basically, you need to have 5 of the same block touching in any direction, and all the blocks you drop are in an L shape. Both these mechanics combined make for a pretty interesting game that feels different from other ones in this overcrowded genre. Still, it's probably not different enough to get too much of your time, and if you're already not a fan of this genre, this one's hardly going to sway you. It's no 6-ball puzzle from 51 Worldwide Games, that's for sure. This week, my Evercade Gem of the Week goes to Alcon. Looking at Alcon, it looks like a fairly standard mid-80s shooter. Enemy ship designs look like little thought went into them, the colours are bland, and the music and sound effects are nothing special. The gameplay feels slow and uninspired. You could easily spend a couple of minutes on this game at an arcade and just write it off. What makes Alcon special is the gameplay, which is mostly derived from its upgrade system. Throughout the level you pick up stars. For every star you pick up, you move along the upgrade ladder, which goes across the bottom of the screen. You can then purchase the upgrade, spending all your stars, or keep building them up to spend on what is deemed the better ones, I guess. This offers a ton of depth and strategy. My personal preferred strategy was to keep spending every first star I got on speed. This meant that I could move around the screen in like God mode, making it easier to dodge bullets, but this meant getting things higher up the scale like the homing missile or the shield was really tough to do. Honestly, I couldn't put this game down and I can't sing its praises enough. This is easily the best 80s arcade shooter I've ever played, and probably one of the most fun arcade shooters I've played, period. Check it out. The Toaplan Arcade Collection one isn't a terrible cart, but it is one that's lacking variety, and with only 8 games on here, you'd expect them all to be great, and they're not. There's some filler on there as well. Now, I'm not a huge fan of shooters, but I did have a lot of fun with this one. If you're a fan of shooters, absolutely you should get this. If not, there's no reason for you to do so, so stay away. For those reasons, I'm going to score this one a 6.5 out of 10. As always, thanks for watching. Please like the video and don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss out on more Evercade videos, and I'll catch you next time.